Hi, everyone. Well, we're going to get ready to do a special writing today. And the writing that we're going to do is we're going to be writing a thank you letter. So there's a bunch of steps when we're writing our thank you letter. And it's going to take us a little while, but it's going to be fun. And we're going to be so happy when we're done because we know we will have made a great letter and we can't wait to give it to somebody special. So the first thing that I'm going to have us do is we are going to go ahead and we are going to think people who are helpful and kind. So let's stop and think. And let's think about some people who are helpful and kind. Well, I know that we are celebrating Miss Kelly this week. So I'm going to write Miss Kelly. Miss, capital Kelly. Miss Kelly is very helpful. She comes on, she helps us. And I want us to also think about who are people that helped us when we were at school. So what about Mrs. Russell? Mrs. Russell, Russell, Mrs. Russell. She helped us, right? At recess time. And we also have Mrs. Tipton, and they help us at lunchtime and recess time. So those are people who are very helpful. What about our friend Miss Erin, who not only Mrs. Erin, who not only does she help us with lunch, but she also comes and reads stories to us. That's really fun. And speaking of stories, what about Mrs. L, our librarian? And Mrs. L reads us stories, lets us check out books. And so those are people who are very helpful and kind. I want you to come up with 4 on your own. You can use the same as me, or you can think of 4 different people. There's Miss Lucille. There's so many people that are so helpful to us. Think about the principal, the secretary, maybe big buddies, other friends. So that's step 1. After we have our ideas, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at our rubric. And our rubric says, my letter has the person's name on top. My letter tells what the person did. My letter has a pronoun in place of a noun. Sentences have capitals, punctuation, and we have spaces. So that's kind of our rules on what we're going to do. So now let's go ahead and I'm going to show you a letter. So when we get ready to do a letter, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a date. So we're using this line side, and I'm going to write a date. And today is May, capital M-A-Y. And I'm going to do 21, all right, comma, 2020. So the first thing that we're doing is we are writing the month, the date, and the year. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to choose who are we going to write to, and I'm going to skip a line and I'm going to write dear, capital D-E-A-R, dear, and one finger space, Miss, capital M-I-S-S, capital K-E-L-L-Y, and a comma. So we're going to have the date, we're going to have a greeting, and now I'm going to think of some nice things to say to Miss Kelly. So I might want to ask her, how are you? How are you doing? So I'm going to say, how are you? Capital H. I should have started over here. H. How are you? So I'm asking her a question, and this might be something fun for us to start doing, is sending our friends letters, right? This might be really fun. How are you? So now I'm going to go ahead, and this is a greeting. I'm going to think about, what do I want to thank her for? Thank you, T-H-A-N-K. Thank you for F-O-R. Thank you for coming, C-O-M-I-N-G, coming to, T-O, classes, C-L-A-S-S-E-S, classes on Zoom, capital Z-O-O-M. All right, so let's check and see. We have that date, and then we skipped a line. Dear Miss Kelly, we skipped a line. How are you? Thank you for coming to classes on Zoom. Let's see. You always, W-A-W, always help me, H-E-L-P-M-E, you always help me read, R-E-A-D. Very good. So let me go back and read. How are you? Thank you for coming to classes on Zoom. You always help me read. I like it. I love it. I'm going to put, I love it. And then I'm going to put down here, and we're kind of running out of room, so I'm not, usually we skip a line, but I want to be able to fit it on, so I'm going to put your friend, K-F-R-I-E-N-D, comma, Mrs. Love. All right. So we have a little letter, and let's go back and we want to check to make sure that we have our different things. Okay, so I'm going to look at my rubric. And my rubric says my letter has the person's name on the top and my name on the bottom. So I'm going to go through and check. So I have Miss Kelly's name up here, and I have my name on the bottom. So I can go ahead and I can highlight that star. Okay, very easy. My letter tells what the person did and how it made me feel. Okay, let me see. Thank you for coming to classes on Zoom. You help me read. I love it. Okay, yep, we got that on there. My letter has pronouns in place of a noun. So that would be you. When we use the word you, right? That's our pronoun. Good job. So we get to do that. My sentences have capital letters and punctuation marks. So I wrote in green, but I'm going to circle in yellow. Going on a capital hunt. Going on a capital hunt. Gonna find a capital. So I'm checking to see, yeah, I have my capitals. There's going to be a capital on your friends and on my name, Mrs. Love. And don't forget that date. That should be a capital too. So we went ahead and did all those capitals. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do the punctuation marks. Let me check real quick. So I'm looking for punctuation marks. And the last thing that we're looking for is, did we leave space? So we're going to check that in just a minute. Okay. And the last thing we're looking for is, did we leave space? And I'm going to keep it just kind of teeny tiny because this is a colorful copy, but I think I want to give my letter to Miss Kelly. So I want it to stay nice and neat. I'm just going to do a really small space. I'm just checking to make sure. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this last star. And now I really want to go back and I want to check. So let's see. So things that are important in the letters. Number one, you need to have the date. So I'm going to write it underneath. D-A-T-E. So here's the date. What's the date? Then who is it to? So I'm going to put it over here. Who did you choose? Who's it to? Okay, and then we're going to have a comma. We want to have a greeting, dear. And who are you going to write it to? Then you're going to ask them a question. Then you're going to thank them, right? How does it make you feel? How does that make you feel? And our last thing is, you're going to do a closing, your friend. Okay, that's a closing part, and your name. So I want you to try your best. This next week, we're going to really be working on some thank you letters. That'll be fun. And we can send letters to our friends. We can send letters to our family. And I'm sure they will love getting those special letters from you. So try your best. I can't wait to see it.